What if your Power BI visuals could switch between bottom and top by simply selecting buttons and then entering the range that you want to see? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to build exactly that, where you can have a dynamic top and bottom selection and an input box that you can use to adjust what you see. It's really easy to implement and allows you to take your reports to that next level, moving away from static visualizations with duplication to dynamic interactive tools that adjust with your user needs. So right before we get started, I'll first start off by introducing myself. I'm Raja, the Power BI guy, and I teach Power BI content allowing you to learn and master Power BI. And I also run this awesome school community that has a bunch of different dashboard templates, further tips and tricks, and a completely free 6-hour Power BI course that takes you from beginner to intermediate in the duration of that course. It's an awesome place to be if you work with data, so you can find a link to that in the description. But on that note, do like and subscribe. Let's just go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do is build a ranking measure that allows us to get a rank based on the data in our visuals. So let's insert a new measure into our report and let's call this rank. And for this, we're now going to build the rank for our highest values working downwards. So for this, let's first create a variable and call this rank top. And for this, we're going to use the rank X function as that allows us to rank based on a column and a value we want to rank on. Now, something else we also want is to use the all function as that allows us to ignore any filter context from this visual. So for example, let's say we have a filter that filters this data down. We want that ranking to retain no matter what we filter, such as the top 5. We want it to look at the entire column. So let's specify the product name column, and then we want it to rank based on the total sales. And we want that to be descending, so our highest values show as 1, and then that works downwards from our highest total sales. And let's set this to dense so it doesn't skip any values. So let's return that variable and place that into a table. And what we'll find is by inserting that rank into our table, our highest value is showing as number 1 and it's working downwards based on the rank in the data. So next, what we want to do is based on a value that we input, we only want to show those values that we input. So if we go back to our rank measure and then go to the variable that we have at the bottom, we can simply state if the rank top, so the rank value, is less than or equals to, and if we specify a number such as 3, we want it to return the rank, and if we just close that off, it will then return blank when that condition isn't met. Now as a result, we can see when it's 3 or less, so less than or equals to 3, it's now returning a rank, and for the rest of the values, it's returning a blank. And if we change that to, let's say, the top 1, that's now showing 1 as that's the only condition that's been met. So that then brings us on to how do we make this value dynamic? So based on a number that we input, that's the condition that's going to be done. Well, first, for this, we need to generate a series of numbers that we can insert. So to do this, we simply go to the modeling view, and then if we select new parameter and then numeric range, this allows us to insert a series between a minimum value and a maximum. So if we set that to 30, we'll then have 0 to 30 within a table. So let's call this input values as the table name. And then if we create this table and then look at that in the table view, we can see we now have 30 values that we can then insert into a slicer. So if we go back to our report view and simply remove the auto created slicer that it did, insert a brand new slicer into the page, and then the column that's been generated from that table, into that slicer, we can now see we have an input box that lets us put in the values. So let's turn off the slider within the Format tab, turn off the header, and now based on this input and this column, we want to make our measure for the rank dynamic using that column instead of the number. So let's go ahead and simply state the column that we just created. And now if we select enter, we can see that value that we have up to 30 is now dynamic. If we select 5, that's now showing 5. So we now have a dynamic box that's affecting our rank. Let's now adjust what we're returning, as currently that's returning the rank. So if we go back to our measure, we could simply say instead of returning the rank, we want to return the total sales. So it's going through our condition where it first does the rank, checks against the values in this condition, and then is returning the sales for the values that have met this condition. So now let's do the same for our bottom, as currently this is set to our top. So what we can do is simply copy this variable, and then instead of rank top, let's call this rank bottom. And then instead of descending, let's set that to ascending. And we can quickly test this by changing the variable to bottom. And now, if we go to the bottom values, that's now showing our bottom values. So now that we have our two ranking, well, how do we choose between either the rank top or the rank bottom? Well, to do this, we simply need to do another if condition that changes between these two calculations based on a selection. So first, we need to create those two values, like what we have within this table called top and bottom, where we simply have two records, top and bottom, where we can then place an if statement to choose between these two records and return one of the calculations. So to build this table, simply select enter data, and then give that a column name, insert top or bottom, and then load that into your report. So once you've loaded that into your report, we can then go back to our ranking calculation and then create our final variable where we call this rank choice. And we can do another if statement that simply says if the selected value within that column we created in the top and bottom table. So if we specify that and then say equals top, we want to return the rank top calculation. So this one. Otherwise, if top isn't selected within this column, our only other option is bottom. So simply return rank bottom. So that's our variable for the two choices. Let's quickly change our final variable to now be that rank choice, where we're simply saying if the rank choice based on the condition here is either top or bottom, return one of these calculations and then check back against this condition and finally return the result. So if we then enter that, we can see if we then change that to 10, and currently this is set to top, we can see the top 10. Whereas if we change that to bottom, that is now changing to the bottom rank within this table. Now you may be wondering, why is it showing multiple ranks within this table? Well, that's because we have values that are exactly the same, but if we count them, that then equates to the top 10. But then if we change that to, let's say, the top 1, we can see that's working as we expect. It's simply showing more because we have multiple values that are the same. And then finally, to create these buttons, it's really simple. We simply need to insert a button slicer into the page. And then you can insert the top or bottom into the values. Turn off the title. And then if we go to buttons, finally go to background, we can insert a custom calculation such as this formatting calculation that simply says if the selected value of that top and bottom column equals, let's say, top, return this color, otherwise return another. And then if you select FX, go to field value and then choose that measure. That now changes the color based on our selection. And ultimately, what we're seeing is we now have a dynamic top and bottom whereby simply choosing a selection and then the values we want to see, that's now filtering our data and the ranking to what we have selected. So now if we remove our total sales and simply leave the rank, that is now going to filter our data based on that value. And let's say we convert that to a bar chart. That's now filtering our visual as the other records do not have a value, so they don't actually show within the visual. So that's how we build this dynamic top and bottom in Power BI. It's really simple to do and allows your users to have more flexibility in their reports.